I think it's a tremendous organization, and what their efforts are, and you know what they're out there to achieve, and to be here and having fun with these guys on stage and singing and raising funds and awareness and visibility to their efforts is pretty special. You know, I read that in that community they're 4 times more likely to attempt suicide, and that just, you know, it shocked me. These young kids who, you know, are just probably feeling really isolated. And so I don't know. I've worked with Adam Shankman before on Hairspray and on a few other events like this, and so it's great to come work with him again.
Well, I'm here to help raise support and awareness for a topic that I think a lot of the mainstream doesn't really know about. That suicide attempt rate for gay and bisexual teens is 4 times that of heterosexual teens. And in 1994, a short film won the Academy Award called Trevor. And in 1998, when HBO went to air it, the creators realized that there was no sort of crisis prevention, there was no sort of hotline, no sort of classroom education for preventing and helping teens who are, you know, gay and bisexual deal with the crisis. And so they decided to start this organization, and I'm here tonight to help raise awareness and hopefully raise funding.
I was on the board of directors. I knew Randy Stone, who was involved in the creation of the Trevor Project. I love the movie Trevor, and I think it's a really great, simple organization in theory. When someone's struggling with their own sexuality and who to tell, they often feel like there's no one and nowhere to turn, and so to have a number that provides an anonymous way for them to talk to someone, I think is really valuable. Well, I think everyone struggles every day, and it's hard when you're a teenager because you just feel like everyone's out to get you all the time, and so words hurt, but you just have to persevere and know that it gets better, right?
Yes, I was. I was a big, gangly, awkward kid. Yeah, I mean, maybe not to the degree that some of the kids that are going through what we're here for tonight, but I can definitely understand, and I just want them to know that I support them and things will get better.
It really has saved your life.
Yes, it has.
And what would you say to other, you know, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender youth out there that are dealing with bullies and dealing with what you were having to deal with? What would you say to them?
I would consider to make a support system and just tuck away resources that loved ones or parents or friends they just remember. And you know, you might not use them today, you might not use them tomorrow, but someday it'll come in handy. And it's just great to have all those.
You know, these kids in particular, because, you know, when you're at these sort of vulnerable ages, it really can sort of make or destroy a life, you know, depending on what kind of outside influences are being put upon you. So.
And what would you say to the kids out there that are being bullied right now?
I would say, you know, hang in there, because it gets better. You know, sometimes it's hard to see the light. You know, if you're in sort of a dark place and you feel like you're lost and don't know where to turn, but if you wait it out, you know, the path will show its way eventually.
You mentioned, you know, the YouTube video about you talking with the city councilman and things like that. Did you have any backlash from that at all? Was there any negativity? Or
no, there was one person who signed up to speak during our citizen comments, and he didn't end up showing up when it came time to actually be there to make the comments. I've had nothing but incredible, supportive. I've mentioned before, I've had to date more than 32,000 emails, 10,000 Facebook messages, or 11,000, and they have been singularly supportive. And it's been very heartening to get those messages. A lot of them are, you know, heart-wrenching. They're people telling similar stories to what I experienced as a 13-year-old kid in Crowley, Texas. And they're sometimes very painful, but it's kind of cathartic to have those conversations. But I think also part of the response comes from the fact that bullying is so prevalent. And I think it's something that at one time was kind of perceived to be mostly boys in high school and middle school. And now it's high school, middle school, elementary school. It's boys and girls. The kids who are getting picked on are for a wide range of things. They're LGBT, they're perceived to be gay, they're, you know, overweight, they're religious minorities, they're ethnic minorities, they have accents, whatever. And it's not those kids' responsibility to end the bullying. It's ours as adults to step up and take responsibility and make sure that all of the schools that our kids attend are safe spaces.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say to some of those kids that are being bullied right now?
I would say that they need to keep in mind that even the very next day, if they're in a place where they're thinking of taking their own lives, literally when they get up the next morning, their lives will be better. They may not be perfect, and they may still be in a household that doesn't understand them. There may still be societal attitudes that don't mesh with who they are, but they will be able to select their own family and friends as they get older. Their lives will get easier. Societal attitudes will change, even if it seems like it's at a glacial pace. I mean, I think back to just, I'm 41 years old, and I think back how much has changed in just the time that I've been an adult, since I was 13. So I just hang on, and things will get easier, things will get better.
So you are glad you said what you said, correct?
I am.
Very good. Talk to me a little bit about what you would say to the kids out there that are being bullied right now.
I would say to the kids out there who are being bullied, bullies are cowards. They're cowards. So you are stronger than any bully. Yes, it does get better, but sometimes it's hard to hear it gets better when you're living day-to-day, especially these cyberbullies. These cyberbullies hide behind their computers, and they can't even say anything to your face. So what I would say to young kids who are being bullied, if they are feeling insecure, I would say take a self-defense class, empower yourself, read a whole bunch of books about empowerment, and come back at those bullies with something they're not ready for. Because you just have to prepare. Sometimes you have to prepare. Sometimes it's war, and you have to prepare for war, and you have to come back at your offenders stronger than they expect you to, and take them by surprise, because you are stronger than they are. All the time, 100% of the time, you are stronger than them. Because anybody who bullies is a coward, and they're insecure, they're not happy with themselves, they hate themselves, so just remember that. Don't let them turn their hate of themselves onto you.